You have an investigation going on where the president is implicated.
Does intelligence exist that can definitively answer the following question: whether there were improper contacts between the Trump campaign and Russian officials?
We did not include any evidence in our report, and I say our, that's NSA, FBI, and CIA with my office, the Director of National Intelligence, that had anything that had any reflection of collusion between members of the Trump campaign and the Russians. There was no evidence of that included in our report.
I understand that, but does it exist?
Not to my knowledge.
And this is a serious investigation. I've been trying to get people to focus on this connection with the Kremlin and with Putin.
Do you have evidence that there was in fact collusion between Trump associates and Russia during the campaign?
Not at this time.
I think there's enough there that we know about the Kremlin and about Putin to be concerned about whether or not there was collusion.
Well, as I stated, I don't know of any evidence of that.
Was Mr. Clapper wrong when he said that?
I think he's right about characterizing the report, which you all have read.
So
I
to be
believe
clear,
it
you
was,
think,
and I believe that they should have to connect the dots and get the facts, because I think it will lead to the impeachment of this president.
Can you say definitively that there was collusion? There were people affiliated with the Trump campaign who were working with Russians?
I don't think we can say anything definitively at this point.
You keep saying there's a lot more smoke.
There's a lot more smoke.
You think the fire's there?
Listen, time will tell.
Everybody go at this investigation until we get to the facts and to the bottom line, which was their conclusion. I believe that there was.
I had no evidence that was presented to me of collusion.
Now, have you seen anything, either intelligence briefings, anything to back up any of the accusations that you've made?
They have the documentation that they did the hacking.
The hacking.
On the DNC.
Right.
And on some of us, you know.
But the collusion, though?
No, we have not.
Was their conclusion. I believe that there was.
But the collusion, though?
No, we have not.
Дай вам Бог здоровья, потому что уже конец рабочего дня.
And we can't tell you anything. All I can tell you is the FBI director has no credibility. The FBI director has no credibility.
Well, there it is, folks. Maxine Waters telling you how James Comey has no credibility. Huh, it's funny. You think that she would agree with Trump with that notion. Not quite the case, is it? Well, I'm sure you know what time it is. Go ahead and roll the first clip.
But if you said that FBI Director James Comey had no credibility, wouldn't you support the fact that the president, then candidate Trump, now President Trump, made the decision to get rid of him?
No, not necessarily.
So Maxine Waters is now at the point in her career where she goes on MSNBC and gets schooled. MSNBC has been the darling for Maxine Waters, giving her a platform to spew her ridiculous, outrageous rhetoric whenever she wants. But now even the hosts have caught on. This woman is out of her mind. So when you have MSNBC calling you out on air, when you're on the same team as them, you know you really have a problem, Maxine. Roll the next clip.
But you said he had no credibility, so it would seem to make sense that he should get rid of him.
No. Under investigation, this president basically has interfered with.
So here she is, babbling in denial like a complete fool. And this woman still has support. The millennials are somehow endeared by this woman. And she's really planning on running for office again. Shocking. Shocking. That is a crazed lunatic we just witnessed, a politician on television. Unbelievable. Can't even provide an answer to a simple question. Because how could she? She's stuck in her own doublethink web of lies. Let's go to more of Maxine Waters being called out by MSNBC.
To be clear, you believe it would have been better to keep in place an FBI director who you said had no credibility to oversee this investigation than to find someone who you think would be a better choice?
No, but I believe the president thought that.
Wow. Okay. I'm going to try to break this down for you folks, but it is getting really, really difficult to analyze the doublethink. It's getting that out of control. So just bear with me here. According to Maxine Waters, the president that just fired James Comey, according to Maxine Waters, Trump wants an incompetent FBI director in that he already fired, but Maxine doesn't want that, who's upset the FBI director she called incompetent was fired. I know that that makes no sense, but that's what Maxine Waters is saying. This is how insane this woman is. I mean, go ahead and rewind the video. You can try to understand what I just said for yourself, but that's it. Maxine Waters is upset that Trump fired the FBI director that she called was incompetent for the FBI investigation that she thinks is the most important. How do you wrap your mind around this woman? Let alone vote for her. I don't know. Maybe how do you wrap your mind around this woman? Maybe I should ask Maxine Waters' wig. Let's roll the next one.
You have an investigation going on where the president is implicated, and this is a serious investigation. I've been trying to get people to focus on this connection with the Kremlin and with Putin. They have put the eye on this investigation, which I love. I love the fact that because they did this in the way that they did it, now more people are focused on this investigation.
You know, it's a golden opportunity when you have a television interview where you can take the person saying one thing and then take them saying the exact opposite thing in the same interview. I love that. And with Maxine Waters, it seems to be commonplace. So here she is. She's not happy. She's upset. She's trying to get more attention to the Russia thing. She wants more people to know about the Russia collusion with Trump. Look over here. Russia, Russia. Look at this. She's begging for people to look. But then in the same interview where she's very upset with President Trump firing James Comey, she's happy that President Trump fired James Comey. No, not because they agree that he's incompetent, but because now she's happy that it's bringing attention to it. In the same interview, she complains there's not enough attention and that James Comey is fired, but now that Comey's fired, she's happy there's attention on it. This is seriously amazing. But the truth is, everyday Americans are over this, Maxine. You just don't get it yet. Let's roll to the next one.
Let everybody go at this investigation until we get to the facts and to the bottom line, which was their conclusion. I believe that there was, and nobody is asking, why is it Putin wanted this man to be president? Why is it he interfered with our election? Why is it he undermined our democracy? Those questions have to be answered. I think I know why. I think there's enough there that we know about the Kremlin and about Putin to be concerned about whether or not there was collusion. They should have to connect the dots and get the facts, because I think it will lead to the impeachment of this president.
And there it is, the nice conclusion for Maxine Waters. All right, we're going to try to wrap our head around all that. Okay, first of all, who is stopping the investigation? Nobody is stopping this investigation. There's hearings every week. There's interviews. Everyone's talking about the interviewing. The investigation was ongoing. Comey was the one that did nothing. You'd think that you would be upset, Maxine. You called him incompetent. But, she's sitting here, oh, Putin, why would Putin undermine the election? A question still nobody can answer, even though she says she has it figured out, yet she can't answer that question. Remember, Maxine, you were saying, and the Democrats were saying, it was James Comey that undermined the election. How soon we forget. How soon we forget. But again, no one is stopping the investigation. And nobody can answer the question, not because it's not being asked, but because there are no answers. And again, here she is saying, I know why. I know the collusion. We know it. And then she says, they have to connect the dots. Well, if you know everything, why don't you connect the dots? You've been in government for 35 years. 35 years too many. Let's roll to the next one.
If the president had not gone all over the country praising him about the way he handled Hillary and the emails, they're trying to blame Democrats now as part of the reason why they made this decision.
I love this. First of all, she just has a complete fallacy. Just makes it just a dream of hers. Trump is going all around the country praising Comey. Please show me that footage. I would love to see that. I'm not saying that Trump didn't have moments where he said he agreed with Comey or got along with Comey, but going all around the country praising Comey? I think if anything, it would be the opposite. But there's Maxine Waters' reality for you. And then she says that they're blaming Democrats. So by holding Maxine Waters and Chuck Schumer and Harry Reid and all the Democrats that said James Comey needs to resign, James Comey's incompetent, by holding them to their word, by holding them accountable to their word, that is now blaming them. So you are now blaming somebody if you hold them accountable to their word. Unbelievable. Let's roll to the final one from Maxine Waters, who's very confused.
Understood. So if Hillary Clinton had won the White House, would you have recommended that she fire FBI Director James Comey?
Well, let me tell you something. If she had won the White House, I believe that given what he did to her and what he tried to do, she should have fired him. Yes.
So she should have fired him, but he shouldn't have fired him. This is why I'm confused.
No, you're not confused.
No.
If the president is implicated in an investigation.
So again, the MSNBC anchor calling out Maxine Waters. And he's like, I'm confused. Your answers are making no sense. You're clearly out of your mind. And she's like, no, you're not confused.